So we're looking at the song Dancing with Fireflies, and there are a couple of things that we really want to notice up front. First of all, it's in 3/4 time. So before we start to think about it, we want to be thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or pineapple, pineapple. Now this song is really focusing on how we phrase some of the parts. Now, when we're doing the way that we know that it has to do with phrasing, it's a little long, like these slurs, whoops, like mirrored. These slurs are a little bit longer than some of those 2-note slurs where we're just trying to keep them super connected. This is telling us we still want it to stay connected, but this has 2 different things going on here. So here we notice that the slur mark begins on the first note directly above it, and it actually ends directly on that last note. So this first walking, my piano's not on. Walking outside. That's one single phrase. I don't even need to take a breath in the middle of it, and that's what we want our piano to sound like. The next thing, that is a phrase where it goes from first note, starting that slur, to the last note. But let's look at the next line, because we've got a long phrase here. What we want to do to create that technique is actually have kind of a parallel, I sometimes call it the radar wrist, to create that as it moves. The description of the song says lilting, so we want it fireflies dancing and spinning around, earth so bright, before I have that little lift. So I want it to continue to move, so I actually float my wrist. Now, here's where it changes. This phrase right here, you're going to notice, you might notice, that it starts above this note, but it actually is telling you this phrase is not done just because we got to the end of the measure. You can see how up here it ended at the note. Here it does not end at the note, it continues. And here you can see it's actually starting before the note, which is different than up here where it actually started, your phrase began at the note. When we have these slur markings, we want to use our wrist to give the little breath, okay? And you'll notice that my fingers follow my wrist. My wrist is coming, and then my fingers follow after it. So here's the whole song. 1, 2, 3, 1, here we go. Turn the page. And I slowed down because of the ritardo at the end there. Have fun with Dancing with Fireflies.